Edukrum Official TV.
Ebusame mamunyina akwa babem edimuba Edukrum Official TV. Aha na Ghana ti aha anso ana Ghana hwe. Mesere subscribe like uwie na afi nso wahye ede amaye fefefe. Se na be ya dwumadi bia ye betu platform we su bia no. Menu ya nso wason ebetimi ayede ade. Atibi anase watimi ahwe bi. De bia ya na meka masem se bi ompani se ansa na body bia ebeye kokko no ompani se na ate ede se ne prokwa so piao eyampa eyempani kasa omoka ede kireye ana ade be chinso na se yante asamfufuru bia se biwo empani se ya na eyensem bibiri ebi firi ha eno ana ama ene de yabo ensem ba ko miense bia endro na abera ye twemu anasa homa chinwe abera ye twemu wo obi de enchi no ensem bia mframa bi anasa anoma bi ahu edigu yasom no eno ana ene de anope ye ne wo so eba be che se ne be ya obehu ne ekofo ewo eye meche se oman kronkron Ghana emu media obi ade frame eye odihunu ni moja ba ko pe a ewie mbrewi maka me free the voter region of Ghana agochime wodo me ho ana me free me ana ne den so menum ba betwetwe enkomo kakra na se menum ba be efa adwen ana se ye betwindwene ensem a audio link bi a ababonte ene adane hey ankrofo ekeka ho asem ede ama chese apeten me se onya botre ansa na ye be kono ma mentwa me hu kechi obi se me ba ye baba beto aso na fe ye ne wo atwetwe enkomo ede afa audio link ya ababonte meba
Edukrum Official TV.
Ebusame sama munyina akwa babium edimuba eyame chese Edukrum Official TV so aha ana Ghana ti aha ana Ghana hwe aha ana yebeka enukre edi akireo ebusia ene ahomachi we bo be ti se 3:30 am ekokobofo ye pie ahomachi ana yese yekwakopɛ ye bibi ababedi anase yekwakopɛ ejuma kakra na ye dia atwitwa ye ho kakra na ye hu se anoma bi ababesi yenim na ni anoma ne besi anoma ne sunni ni nsɛm a wɔka ne nyina no na kyɛ sɛ ɛwɔ nkyerase ɛsa ne sɛ ne no ye ne ne wo kyerɛ ne ye nhyade hu ni mpɛ ne nsɛm da sa anoma ne nyina ɛno ani K Black Media oho ana yenya sa audio we ni sa ne ma ne di fie nti ono ana yesi ye di credit no nyina ede ye de ede ma no na ne ne wo mu nyina ne sɛ ye wo kuro mu ha ya na abrantie bi edi ne ho besi o man mu ha sambre ne na ye former president eye me chese the late Evans John Atamas na na etiase na abrantie we ba Ghana ha na ye friend o se ye friend undercover journalist and yes wo no wo ye de kura na eda wo kosoroba fam abrantie we be ba be video wa masa wunda na wo ye ni nyina babonte se me nka mo ya wa se hwe ne Ghana football agency Ghana football aye tan Ghana football a toilet mu Ghana football aye jimi no ene se ni nyina fi so na eba na se niam nkoso ye football no niam nyina se atete apro a na eye abrantie ba ko pe ye friend Aremi Yao Anas ono eneri expose kese ede baye ewiase nyina be hunse Ghana football no sa na corrupt de ade ewum abrantie we ensi ho a na nsi na ye che yete abrantie we asade audio kukudambe anase audio chinchini bi aba yon abrantie bi ana ne voice wo mu ana nsem bi ana okeka ne nsem hunu ene kwase asem ne jimisem bi ana ototo de ma opemso no be ma na ana onyane na nsem bi sei no some of us na yen sum sikedwa no nyema bi sei wo se yete a eya na ye mpese ye betena ye nanso se na be ya wo so beti bi no ye be kobo abrantie ne voice ene nsem hunu a okeka ye ede che opemso na abrantie we start ye pe audio na yeti ne ni abrantie we keka nyina ne so ono de odi nkra kase ne woni kase na de kokoma na ado ne mpanifo se omo de baabi omo wo no omo krom ne baabi omo woni de MPP mpanifo ne ni baabi omo mpese omo behu obi aso betunu na ede ne ka ba be si oso ba be ye campaign because ne nti omo kasa ne se area na omo tie omo bro na omo ti se omo koko omo papa no omo nananom koko fo na asase omo de ja omo do banche do ba ere ne sa ne ma ne nyina ne MPP abani ba no omo di galamse eni sa nyama ne nyina ba besa omo nsase na omo nyama nyina ene so omo no omo yire mu da na omo no mu nduro ko abro super aye 2 minutes na afinso no omo release enti emma problem ene akola keto akwa na obewo na wafa eye mechese kidney yare ni nyina ne se eye mechese chemicals a ene nipa bonifo bi di mra na hye omo nsem omo sense ye nsuo etutu galamse ye niama no saa na ɛma no nyina no aban no anim ho bi owie no wamfɛnsi hɔ a owie no ɔde tuba otumfoɔ sɛ tutu de sɛ kanyame kɛse so sɛ o papa kumase man nyina yɛ wo dea na ba ne sɛnti na obi selfish interest obi fini kurom aba bɛtena yɛn yɛ kurom no ɔsɛe yɛ asase sɛsɛ yɛn nneɛma yɛn nsuo yɛn duane yɛn nuban ne saa nneɛma no papa no ntumi nka ho biana ɛno kyerɛ sɛ papa no ɔfoa katahwehwɛ ne prɔyɛ so na ɛtɔ so bio aberante wei kaeɛ so ɔpem soɔ sɛneɛ na ɔpem soɔ yɛ nneɛma ɛkɔ so nyina ɔpem soɔ ɛntumi nka nkyerɛ obiara sɛ sei ne sei na ɔmonyɛ sei ne sei na ɔmonyɛ no saa nneɛma no nyina ɛkɔ so no nyina ɔpem soɔ ɛpɛ sɛ ɔkyerɛ sɛ osoro MPP mpanifoɔ ɔpem soɔ pɛ sɛ ɔkyerɛ sɛ osoro baomiamo ni ɛho na n'adom ɛno nti ana wagyae na obiara yɛ nea ɔpɛ wɔ asantema mu asantema nsuo nipa sɛn no asantema koko nipa sɛn no asantema asase amanfoɔ dede ofom yɛ didie no nipa sɛn no because of nipa baako ne mpenafoɔ ne ɔmbɛkɔ akɔtena baabi ne mma ɛne ne kyerɛ sɛ n'abusuafoɔ ɛno nko ho na ɔdwene na wama abusua na so wama asantema nyinaa no wasɛ yɛn nsuo ne yɛn nsase ne saa nneɛma no na aberante yɛ kɔ so akasa yɛ keka nsɛm bebree ka sɛ ɔno de adeɛ baako wɔ ho ne sɛ sɛ ɔpem soɔ ne Nana Akufo-Addo so obi ɛtam sika bɛyɛ te sɛ $100 billion ɛde brɛ ɔmo mu baako sisi asɛ saa sika wei a ɔde abrɛ wɔ mu ɔmo mmienu no baako ɛmfa sɛ sika no ɔmfa mbɔ ne ho ban na sɛ ɔmfa mbɔ ɔman no ho ban a nea ɔmo nyinaa bɛyɛ ne ne sɛ ɛbɛyɛ den sɛ ebia sɛ bio sɛ gyanan koraa de sɛ ebia wokɔ gyanan a ɛbɛyɛ den sɛ yɛbɛma ɔkɔ sɛ kɔkɔ gya wɔn gu asase no so ɛsɛ ne te saa nkurɔfoɔ wei no ɔmo ndwene ɔman no ho na ɛbaa ne sa ne nkurɔfoɔ bebree na bɛkeka nsɛm bebree sɛ daabi papa sɛ woka ne sɛ deɛ woyɛ wrong bɛma arimi yaw anas friend say ne leak video ya anas ne leak audio ya ababontia wo kan say ya da wo kan wo ka waboa because nansen a Ogwaman ye amamre kese bi omu di afahye kese be mo pem so firi eto anamo ekọ Cape Coast ekọ ye niema na ese wo pem so ba ye na odu pra no so no ohun niema bi ohun na opem so ankasa ye fra na opem so no osunye osinitias no osunye na ohun se se wansore ne wentie ne na so a oman no anasa asantema bedum ene ame no ukase nsu e wo asantema mu nyina ye betimi e dia survive asantema menu ane nsu ofin adenti na eba ne se nsu bebrebe e wo asantema mu a nyankopɔ de adom ye na eba ne se nsu no nyina se abrante we kasa ye keka nsem bebree na wonim kakumu empani se ye tini pani enum ye mpese ye de ya adwene be keka nsem bi na ochine bi obi begina ba bia kasa da bi aden na musum asanteman aden na musum sikedwa aden na musum nyame kase na obi jimi na obi kan kwase asem obi ka jimi sem wechire na muntimi nkada bi Edukrom official TV for de ye se ye ntenase enye hwa ha ma obi mfa ye sika ndwa nanka abra yen wi nanka enu ti no ye ba ye se ye be soso ye so ye be ka bi na moma yenko ni yenkoko tie nsem a epie firi mu nsem akese a abrante ne kan na se ye wi a ye beba bium na ye ne mo aba bekasa ade afa so wi a utie audio no ne ebesi nyina comment se nsem na abrante ne kan no audio na eba bonti na eliki na manfo kekan kwasa asem we sorry na waka we sorry na wato bombo we da mopim so we sorry na waka we wa no muma ye nyina ye ntie audio no ne ye mbisa ye ho se so opim so ye wo papa so opim so ye wo fa bi a obetimi atu sansem hunu we e de a kire opim so ana me patcho man ko ba bi a tie na meba
sende meba asantema asase so se mekɔ ɛyɛ dɔmafo asase so se mekɔ ɛyɛ ogwafo asase so na se bibi bɔni bia esi wɔ asase so a se bi onipa ɔnam ogwa asase so no se bi ɛnyɛ ɔno ɛna ɔman no ɛhyɛ ne nsa ɔnya ekurawura se mekɔ dɔma kurawura no ɛyɛ dɔma hene se meba asantema mu a kurawura ɛyɛ otumfo ɔsɛ tutu se meba infantime mu a kurawura me ankasa mo fa de nkoisata mekɔ ahunama mu a ɔmo kurawura ani togbe kese a ɔwɔ ahunama mu saa na mekɔ sirima a yana kese mekɔ nzimama mu a mekɔ de nkroboma mu a so every town, every city, every place, there should be the owner of that place. The same as when it comes to governance. We all can be presidents, but there is a reason why people are placed in the higher office to take all the incentives that comes with it. There's a reason why people are voted for. It is because they are voting to lead, and when you choose to lead, you need to take criticism and responsibility. So sepeni die nimwa na say a chronic say na a specific thing is not going right. We don't make general statement. We don't say Galamsey is war. We all know Galamsey is an enemy to us. We all know Galamsey destroy yensasini yensu. We all know say Galamsey kukrono. But what we are missing is that we are supposed to call the leader who is in charge of Ghana today. We need to ask him the responsibility that comes with your job. Have you delivered? And I have seen continuously ahemfo impenifo ekasa wa Ghana, they are moving away from asking them about their responsibility, the role as leaders. They are now generalizing the issue. Seriously. The reason why Galamsey Abedu Hano is because from the time we started speaking about Galamsey, Edu Impempensobia and I say Edu Timebia, we are very broad in our statement. We are not specific. We do not call out our leaders and tell them and ask them that it is your responsibility. Today in Ghana, say a pure gold, $100 billion gold, so our circular. The president will say, as Asibia or Ghana, the constitution says he owns it. So if the president owns every single land in this country per the constitution, then if we are speaking on Galamsey issues, we need to put the question to the president and his vice and say, you are the leaders, you are supposed to take responsibility. Because we can say all the things we want to say, we can use all the flashy words, we can try and sound more politically correct, we can do everything for people to think that we are neutrals, but somebody has to take responsibility. We need to start questioning the president. We need to start questioning the vice president. We need to start questioning the people who have been given the job, because for past 8 years people decided to step forward for us to give them a job. What was the reason why we gave them the job? Because we know that when we give them the job, they will stop some menace. Their leadership qualities, their almost stop it. So for 8 years, na se Sata Mekufuado ba power, na se Galamsey wo ho, na ende Galamsey no to me across the level again to me stop here, then we need to blame the president and the party in government. This is not a time to sound politically correct. This is not a time to sound neutral. This is not a time to be generalizing issues. I was expecting Otumfuo to look in the face of the president and say, you have failed the people of Ghana, because for the past 8 years you have been in charge. Because that is why Otumfuo has the power and authority to distill a chief, because of say the overlord of the land. He takes responsibility for anything that happens on that land. So why is it that we have handed Ghana over to a person, to a political party, to a leader? That is what Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo is referred to as the excellency. His excellency. He's referred to as the first gentleman. That is why Akufo-Addo has been given a big house to live in. We pay for his drugs, we pay for his medics, we pay for his family, we pay for where he will eat, where he will sleep, where he will bath. That is why we have taken it upon ourselves as a nation to take care of Akufo-Addo. His job is to lead. His job is to correct the wrongs. So if Akufo-Addo fails, if Akufo-Addo and his government after 8 years, almost 8 years, are not able to stop this, then they have failed. We should be strong enough, we should be honest enough to call out the president and say, Mr. President, you have failed the people, because you were supposed to solve a problem. You need to take responsibility. Your party needs to take responsibility. We need to decide on what to do next. What to do next is that the party, the president and his people who took over for the last 8 years, who could not deliver, who could not solve, who are not taking responsibility, we need to stop them. And so this is the time I was expecting Otumfuo to say, I'm also Ghanaian. This is the time the president needs to take responsibility. But in Penifo Kasa, in Kwarakasa, they are experts who come on TV, experts who come on radio. They are not specific about the issues. What we are doing today, we are making the Galamsey fight difficult. Lawyers cannot go to sites to come and tell us, say, so the menace is going to stop. It's not. Yatiana Peace Council is a Christian council. Eso mungu ka mu se porch nkuko eko Galamsey site eko to nyamenyom. At the end of the day, who is in charge? It is the president. It is the vice president. Why are we not directing our words to the president? Ebi na ndiyati Ghana obi sorry o say adentina mo sorry na mo bo Otumfuo din adena o sorry na wo bo Otumfuo din mutai Otumfuo nipa ni wi o say Otumfuo yo hene kese asante your mind na sasante your mind a o mind be na panyini ndi anim. So leaders take responsibility. Leaders like Otumfuo needs to take responsibility because it comes with the job. Leaders like Akufo-Addo, he need to take responsibility. So we expect leaders like Otumfuo to be bold enough, not a coward. So I see this statement as a coward statement. A coward statement because Otumfuo Osei is not ready to hold the bull by the horn. He's not able to tell the president in his face that all these people, over 34 million people, pay their taxes to take care of you. Your job was to make sure things like Galamsey stops. But from the time you took over, it has worsened. You have failed the people. So why are we digging around and why are we trying to please? Why are we glazing statement to make it look like say this Galamsey issue is a normal issue? It is not. Nobody should trivialize Galamsey, because let me tell you, Galamsey problem or no, it is bigger than COVID-19. Galamsey we are seeing, it is bigger than COVID-19. We were here, and Otumfuo said to Kachre said, these boys Samuel Abujina Pomachro statement say on the country Ghana for about Galamsey. And Otumfuo said, I am not going to do it. I will do what is right. So what is stopping Otumfuo from directing his message? Because let me tell you, make us say Kufuor don't tie. Ghana for the do over 34.9 million so dey omo kasa kire Kufuor on tie. But there's a reason why I see penifo krom. So this is the time we need leaders like Otumfuo to be bold and not to be cowards, to stop being politically correct, because these kind of glazed words, these kinds of pampering, and then our grandchildren are going to die because we today could not live up to the expectations. We today were not bold enough to be Ghanaians to speak truth. You are powerful than any ordinary Ghanaian walking on the street. Your statement can shake tables. Your statement can crack the windows of the Jubilee House. So when you get the opportunity to speak for the people and we try to speak like this generally, then we are not ready to solve the problems. And to Mimi Huni say, the reason why the NPP, they continuously destroy our forest, our land, is because our leaders like Otumfuo, Domahine, leaders like Awunahine, Kepko Sehine, Omoma Kenyina Penifo Ahemfono, they are scared, they are cowards, they are pampering menace. COVID-19 by we saw what these people did to us. I want to say a simple thing here. The National House of Chiefs, Ahemfo Ghana are in charge. Technically, Kauba local government, is for the chiefs. They are in charge of the respective lands they oversee. But Galamsey issue started, we have not seen or heard any strong language from the National House of Chiefs telling the president that he has failed the people. More importantly, when the president for once or for some time before told us he's putting his presidency on the line. So at this point, me echo Nameko Kanche Kufuor to say he is basically not, he's moving away of running away from his responsibility. He's not going to listen to me. You tell a Kufuor to say when deliver catch the MPP abina, they are not going to listen to you. So when Otumfuo also speaks like me, then where are we heading? Say Domahine, say Mamponhine, say Ahemfo Akesio Mogana, when they speak like us, who are on the streets, then it means our future is bleak. It means we are never going to be able to solve it. Are we going to wait for power to change, for some chiefs to start calling out the president? Because we need to call out the president now. We need to let the president know it is his responsibility. It is important. And because it is basically confirming that he is the overlord. Now the overlord of Ghana for 8 years has not been able to solve Galamsey problem. Now you don't to work at a lawyer for say omunko site and committee. Then we are not ready. We are not ready to let them understand that in our faces the disrespect, in our faces the distraction, in our faces the total disrespect for the rule of law. We are not ready as leaders to let them be accountable for their stewardship. And Nintina Galamsey is ongoing. The National House of Chiefs is quiet. Why? Because they are not ready. They are not willing. They cannot speak and tell the president that he has failed. If a Kufuor and Bawumia and MPP government failure, and what next? And then so all the people making noise in Ghana about Galamsey, about all that, we are all blowing hot air because we have not been able to tell the president that his responsibility from the 7th of January 2017 was to stop this. I don't care who was in power. What I know is that All that I know is that the 7th of January 2017, Ghana was handed over to Akufo-Addo and Bawumia. That is what I care about. I don't care about how it was handed over to them. I don't care about who was in charge. What I know is that today, car way keys, yeah, the amount. Whoever was driving the car, nobody cares. As far as you are a new driver, you need the new rules and regulations to drive that car. And I have the right to question you. Semetam kama wenne. Now you're a driver. Now say uchika na 6 months. Now me fraud am catch us. Adana kai part way to where more. Untumi kan kire me say, oh okay. Nipa na car kutaro no ordinary kopeme. The day I handed the car over to you, it is your responsibility to put that car in good shape. So there's no room here. We are supposed to stop this kind of conversation. This is basically telling the government they can keep on doing what they are doing. We should not be selective. And I don't hate to do for. I am trying to speak to the conscience of leaders in Ghana. As for I'm talking to chiefs. I am talking to that is the principles. So there are so many things that happen in this country are wrong. But for some reason, the leadership here, once in a while, we get people who are reasonable enough, who are honest enough, who basically put everything aside and speak truth to power. And that is what is lacking. Responsibility. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the NPP, they need to take responsibility. This is their problem. This is their cause. They caused this havoc. Akufo-Addo caused this. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Bawumia, the NPP government caused this. Because I want to ask the chiefs and the leaders in Ghana today. Senka Ghana yamo provision shop, Ghana yamo company, and Akufo-Addo are running it to this point. Will you start in public and use nice words? You will say this guy is a bad manager. I want to fire him because he has not lived up to expectation. Why is it that when it comes to Ghana, it becomes beautiful words? It becomes moving the responsibility and then giving it to people who cannot solve the problem. Today, if the president is willing to fight Galamsey, the president can come on national television 6 p.m. and tell every single mining company in Ghana to put their tools down. And every single mining company in Ghana was shut down. But because there's no will, because the vice president and the people in this government and the president himself, the will is not there, because we have not been able to let him understand that we can pressurize him to do what we want, because the will of the power of the people and Akufo-Addo be a president. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is being guarded by the constitution, and when they say the constitution is the holy grail of this country, which was written by we the people. If Akufo-Addo is willing to fight Galamsey, it does not matter the time, it does not matter the year, it does not matter how long it has taken. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo tonight can come on national television and say, I am the president of this land. I am giving an order in the next 5 hours. Every excavator in Ghana, whether commercial, private, illegal, shut down. I will come back and tell Ghanaians my next step. But Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo can't do it because he does not have the will. We have not made him feel he needs to be responsible.
Ebisuama sama munya na akwa ba biom se wa wati audio no de gu asom hwade emo obi nkyere wo wagya fie kwan esane se wo dware free fie na wo ba no wonim fie a wo pie fie mu de ba ye enti se wo kwa bonche na wo ba wonim fie a wo be ye de ade wo be room enti de bia na me kama asem me papa ya awurade mfa ne krensi ya de bia na o ka asem be twame se so obi aye na adwene se wanom nsa na waboro na obo wasom abonu bi se wanyini kura abonu bi ne enche se obo no bi se waboro nsa na waboro na adwene a onjina lolo kwam na ka mfa no so channel ni Edukrom Official TV aha ana mbrebe ma yakwa se redwumadi ni nyina edi bebesi edi amamo media ni Simon K Ajiman obetimi nsu aframi odihunu ni moja ba kupe ewe mbre we maka me ya agochi me wodo mani di shepre kupe am fi the voter region of Ghana menimo wo hawo ni amane ni nkodanda bi atena wo so ache dabi menim aware na wokotena ase ene wo niam nyina ase ne menim promotion bi a watena adwuma mo apɛ a wonya menim be ma bi a waboa no wabrabo mu ene wayi u ba akwa ma menim oba bi a waboa no wabrabo mu wayi u ba akwa ma menim ne enti a pipes asem nkon kotena brochire de wo pipes asem nyina ye basa Matthew chapter 7 verse 7 say ya de bi wabrabo mu ne ye nti ye ho ase ne ye nkwa ye nkɔ ne ye nkɔ hwehwɛ ye hwehwɛ ne ye hunu wi a ye mbisa nti kɔ ne kɔ bisa me number ne ye 0240 87 40 40 0240874040 mepɛ nipa bi onni adanse da mepɛ nipa bi ono de ɔsa baraba no wɔbɔ no wabrɛ mepɛ nipa bi ono de ɔse wɔso bibie mu a na efiri ne nsa mepɛ nipa bi ono de ɔse awade no brɛ bɛma no ho ba na nneɛma si yie no wanya abayewa ketewa bi ofi SS ababɛgye ne kunu abɔ so saa nipa ne na mepɛ no mepɛ nipa bi o echi ngyadifo ma me ma ha wo ho mepɛ nipa bi a yare ebubu na egu fam ma me ha wo ho uni mesi ha ho frɛ 0240874040 na yɛn twitwi nkɔmɔ waso dae bi wonti ase woso dae na wa ade kyenye no wohu sɛ wa no ho nyinaa yɛ kuro obi sɛ wokra wura ho ɔmoboa sunsun mu no obi na ema waduane ama wadi ɔsɛe wa brabɔ ɔsɛe wa dwuma ɔsɛe wo mma nti frɛ me na me no mienu yɛn twitwi nkɔmɔ ɛnyɛ sikasɛm frɛ me yɛ twitwi nkɔmɔ no wi a sɛ na etie bia ɔbɛhu makra mo
Edukurum Official TV.